Hello everyone, welcome to the afternoon stream. My name is Dude Zord and I work on awesome game dev projects here on Twitch. And today we are working on our pinball prototype. We've already done some work during the morning stream where we essentially added the bumpers, the nudging. Let me just quickly give you a test of what we've done. Hold on. Goal position. What? Oh, it's not in Kleiner anymore. It's playfield. Oops. Okay, GG. So we essentially implemented the side nudging on the table, which is essentially you rotate the table around the pivot point, where the pivot point pretty much is going to be where the back legs of the table are. So something like this. And I mean, we are pretty much done with that. And something that we decided that we're gonna work next is implementing like the missions for the table. And by missions, I don't exactly mean what, for example, Space Cadet has, where you can choose the next mission that you'll be doing, and then an arrow appears on the playfield telling where now you need to hit it with the ball. Nothing like that. What I mean by mission is the ability to create like mini tasks in the game. Like for example, here we have two drop targets, drop target 1 and drop target 2. And we have another 2 here on this end. And what I kind of want to create is if we drop all of these targets in less than, let's assume, 30 seconds, then what should happen is we get some sort of bonus score. Same thing, for example, for these slot rollovers, 6, 7, 8, and 9. If the ball goes through them without you losing the ball, that is, then you get like some sort of bonus. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to think how we could create. I don't want anything like very complicated, because my plan is that this first table should be very similar to the tables that existed in the 60s and in the 70s. So like purely electromechanical tables where essentially the rules of the table are drawn on the playfield directly. So nothing too convoluted. You are just trying to increase your score. There's not actually a goal on how to beat the table. You essentially just try to keep the ball alive and do a bunch of points and stuff. So that's the plan, essentially. GG. That's the plan. So I don't think I've actually done that much. We just started creating like some placeholder code, just so we can better have like an idea on how these things would go. But I would say that we'll need to have like a concept of element groups, which are going to be an array of stuff. And this is going to be an array of multiple elements. I mean, I don't need to tell what they are. But essentially, I want to have the different like groups specified. So for example, these 4 drop targets would be group number 1, for example. These slot rollovers would be group number 2. All of these 5 pop bumpers would be group number 3, like for example. And whenever you hit each one of those at least once, you get like a boost in your score somehow. So maybe let's start with that. Should I maybe create what's an element group? Maybe. You know, because then on the element group, I'll probably want to have like some sort of like base score, and the more you do it, the more you kinda gain, you know. And then I want the ability for it to reset the group, which is essentially resetting the multiplier, and then also resetting all of the individual elements inside. I'm not exactly too sure on what is the best approach to this. I mean, all of the tables played like very, very differently. I mean, they were similar, but they were very different at the same time. So I don't really know what is the best way to do this. Let's see if I can. Look, so for example, we have this Apollo table here. I mean, this is just picture, so it's actually difficult to understand what is going on. I mean, we do have some instructions there. One replay for each score of something. Then we have this table, for example, here, where I would say that you need to light up the 7 lights somehow. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. This is something else. Points and spin when lit. 50 points and spin. Yeah, it's kind of odd. But essentially for my first table, I would want to have like some sort of these graphics where they tell you how the score happens for this game. So I don't want to really have like rules. We'll probably don't even have like this LCD here. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, so apparently this part here also bumps the ball. Oh, each one of these 3 maybe? No, it's only this one. This one is the one that has the little tab. So this one doesn't do anything. I mean, it does, but it's not as much, I would say. Okay, so in any case, I think I want to create a new script, which I'm gonna call an element group, which won't extend anything. It's just gonna be a class. Sorry, class name element group. It's not gonna have any of these, but it's gonna have an array. I mean, I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I can export this type of elements here, so I kind of need to investigate that. So how do I specify the type of stuff? So it's this, it's an array of type element group. Okay, so that's for the table one, which is going to be this one. Okay, so if I now do an export, it does have, it's like I will be able to assign stuff there. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of feeling it now. So these elements are gonna be of the type pinball element, I would say. And maybe I want to get rid of this node there. Node export is only supported in node derived classes, but the current class inherits ref counted. Oh. So maybe I really need to do that. If not, I can do an array of array. It's kind of whatever. Okay, so this is going to be an array of arrays, but I don't think I can... an array of element groups. Okay, maybe I can't do that there. Okay, what if I do this? An array of pinball elements. Nested type collections are not... Oof. Okay, so how do I assign these then? Do I need to assign these on a... Do I need to make a JSON file which specifies these rules? Maybe. And then I would do it through name. I mean, if I do it through the ID, if I change the ID, then it's gonna be a mess. Okay, so what do I think it's the best way? Var elements. Okay. I think it's ChatGPT. No, not ChatGPT. We are gonna Google. Google. Godot array of arrays. Export. How to export an array of resources and edit them in the inspector. Okay, so instead of a node, maybe it's a resource. Okay. Node export is only supported in node drive. I mean, but this is only a one level thing. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could export like random classes. Class name stats, export more stats. Oh, do I need to change the type of... this. No, I mean, this is pretty old. 2019. I mean, I don't even think that this thing is even valid. Notation at experts requires at most 0 arguments, but 2 were given. Yeah. I mean, how do I do an array of arrays? Okay, ChatGPT time. In Godot, how do I export an array of arrays? I want to define multiple groups, each one with multiple Node 3D. Let's see what they say. Exported nested arrays need explicit. I mean, it's saying that I can do this, but once I do this, nested type collections are not supported. So this guy is immediately lying to me. Fuck this shit. Untyped. Oh, so it needs to be untyped. I mean, but making it untyped is kinda shitty, isn't it? Then cast check manually. Using a resource. Class name Node 3D group. Resource. Then I have an array of that. I mean, then I cannot modify it through here. Bro, this guy is just like blatantly lying to me. Blatantly lying. Ay, ay, ay. Node exports only work in node derived scripts. Use node path inside resource. Bro, this guy is not getting it. Like this. Oh, this worked. Oh. Okay, hold on, sorry. Pre-parsed scene 3. Node export is only supported in node-derived classes. I mean, pinball element extends node, but thank you. The current class inherits resource. Like, I don't know what this means. Okay, I'll probably also need the pinball element. Okay, let's see. Pinball element extends node, so this is a node reference export. Godot rejects that inside the resource. Use node path in the resource to then resolve those paths from the scene node that owns the groups. In the inspector, drag your pinball element node into the node path array entries. Oh, I see. So I can only have node-based things on a node extends. But because this is a resource, this needs to be a node path. I see. I see. Okay. I mean, it's not that great, but assuming it works. So I'm gonna have this element group here, which then I'm gonna have multiple elements of. I'll probably also create a group name string. Group name. Okay, let's see how this would work. So if I want to drag the drop target, oh, okay, so I can move drop target 3, 4, and 5. So in theory, this works. Drop targets. I don't know if I want to bind this through here. I wonder if I want to do this through the through JSON or something. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we have this element group. Then I'm gonna have a function called are_all_hit. And this returns a boolean. And then I'll do for element in elements or for node in elements. Then I'm gonna say an element is a node as a pinball element. if not element dot has been hit, return false, return true. Okay, good job. Okay, so this returns me a node path. How do I get the node from this? How do I turn a node path into a node? Do I need to do a node dot has been hit? Hold on. Oh, so there's a get node or null path. Okay. Get node? No. I think this guy is just creating random... Oh, because this is a resource, so it doesn't have access to the scene. Oh, can I get the get local scene? Get node. Oh, node. I think it's this. Reset elements. It's gonna return void. Okay, which type of functions do I have here? Called when the object script is instantiated, oftentimes after the object is initialized in memory. Do I have a after run or something? Okay, so do I have like the execution steps for or the execution tree for a resource, Godot? Like, what is the order of things that get called? Yeah, I don't think any of this helps. I mean, this is just an object. What about the resource? Tutorials, yes. Nodes and resources. Okay. Oh, there's an underscore already. No, there is not. Okay. Init, enter tree, ready, and exit tree. Hello, Marius. I think enter tree and exit tree are only for node-based scripts. This is a resource, so you only get an init, I guess. I might be wrong on this. Yeah, I don't think this exists. So what are you doing? I'm trying to create groups of scene objects. So for example, I want to create a group with these drop target 1, drop target 2, drop target 3, and drop target 4. I want these to be in one array. Then I want to have another array where I have slot roll over 6, slot roll over 7, slot roll over 8, slot roll over 9. They are all derived from the same base pinball element type. But apparently, I cannot have an array of arrays of pinball element. Like, this is not valid. So the only thing that I can do is just a single one level array. So an array of element group, and then element group is going to have an array, which I thought I could do, an array of pinball element, but then this is required to be a node. But then something weird happened where then I cannot actually pick the objects there. So for example, an array of element group, I add one, I cannot create an element group, and I cannot assign like items. So it seems like the solution is to have an array of node paths, so references to these objects here. But this requires that this element group class extends resource. So this will immediately not have ready, I think. So I think I only have init. Yeah. So maybe init is what I want, I don't know. Oops. I think I probably want to have like the elements created there. I mean, if this starts as an empty, guy, then here I can grab this, and then do elements, push back element, I guess. Okay, and then instead of iterating over this, I can do this instead. Element.reset. Something like this. I don't know. Okay, does this work? The thing is that every time I make a change, it kind of resets all of these, so I'm not really that happy. Because I don't want to be here configuring all of this, and then if I need to change something on the script, it's probably just gonna break or something. Which is kinda scary. I mean, this is not doing anything now. I messed up something. I messed up something. Does this need to be generic? Yeah, this needs to be generic. Because if I do an array of element group, then this doesn't allow me to create. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. So this guy doesn't even let me... Oh, now it let me create an element group. Good job. Okay, and then here I can go and say drop target, drop target. Okay, and if I say that this is the group name drop targets. Okay, if I now go there, and I now export something new. Yeah, if I now go back there. Okay, it didn't actually clear that. Okay, I would say that as long as I don't play with the elements, I mean, if I call it paths or nodes, I think I'll need to be very careful to not get rid of all of these data here, but we'll see. Okay, so this converts all of the nodes into elements. And all the nodes into elements. Okay, pretty cool. I mean, here on ready, I could literally loop over each element group and call like prepare or something, if that init doesn't work, but we'll see. So for group in element groups, if group dot are all hit, I'll call group dot reset, and then I'll need to call global. Is it global? Is it called global or game data? I think it's called game data. Hold on, how do I add points in here? Yeah, just call game data dot add points. and I had 1,000 points. Currently hard coded. Var points called get group score, group dot get group score, and then I had this. Okay, and then here I'll have a get group score, where I'll probably want to have var I mean, I can probably call this, but I wonder if an element group could be a pinball element as well, so that I could essentially upgrade multiple elements at the same time. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so I currently have this. This calls this. That's gonna process every frame. Okay, so for the drop targets, I'm gonna want to override the reset function. How do I call this? Yeah, it's super dot reset. But then here I'll call on lower timer finished. Okay, let's test this. Trying to assign an array of type array to a variable of type array pinball element. Okay, bozo. If you say so. Okay, elements is of type. Yeah, okay, so this should already work. GG. We are getting infinite points. I mean, that's not actually what we want to do. Has been hit. False. Okay, I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, so does this reset even get called? No. Okay, so if we go on table 1 script, we are awarding all of this. But we are getting our whole hit set to true. So we have these elements here that has these 4 guys But we are getting our all hit set to true, which is not exactly. Oh, so these elements here does not work. Okay, so I'm gonna call prepare. Yeah, I'm gonna call prepare then, and on this guy on ready for group in element groups, I'm gonna call group.prepare. Or group.ready. No, I'm gonna call prepare. Oh, but this guy doesn't know about get local scene. Ooh. I mean, I can pass the scene here. Get 3 or get scene. Get 3, I guess. Non-existent function get node in that. Oh. Okay, so if it's not this case, oh, get local scene is called node. And the get node okay, so I can do a root node here. And then the root node is gonna be scene dot oh, this is the scene tree. It's gonna be scene dot root. No, root is the window. This is the topmost node of the scene tree and is always present. Oh, I mean, maybe this works. Okay, so now I have the elements, but the elements are coming up as null. Oof, why? Okay, so scene is this, I guess. But whenever I get this element, it's coming up as null. Current value, drop target 2. Well, actually, okay, so this needs to be the playfield node. Because everything is relative to this playfield here. So whenever I get this, can I pass it this or a self? Okay, and this element is already something. Okay, gotcha. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, so this in theory should work. Okay, and now it calls reset elements. Oh. If he's lower timer. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't really be calling this. Because the lower timer gets kind of called automatically. I mean, I do have a lowered timer here. So can I call lowered timer dot time left this instead of calling that directly? Invalid assignment of property or key time left with valuable value of type float on a base object of type nil. Okay, so in this case, lower timer is null. Why is this null? Okay, I'm just gonna do this. And I call this directly. YOLO. Okay, GG. So this kind of works. Where after I clear the 4 of them, they go up. And I get the 1,000 points. So GG, good job, confetti. Hooray. Okay, so that means that now something that I also want to add is like some buttons. Not some buttons, sorry, some lights. But I think that for lights, I'll need to do something a little bit different maybe. So I'm gonna need to create a new element, which I'm gonna call, I mean, what are those called? Just like light. Maybe. I mean, in reality, hold on. In reality, I should probably try to reuse like the star rollover, but then I need to make the star rollover kind of light up somehow. Because I mean, in theory, the lights appear like from the bottom and they light up. So the light should cut a hole into this thing. I mean, I don't know if I can do that, but we'll see. We will see. A light bulb or a candle or a spotlight. Nah. Okay, so we're gonna have an omnilight. Okay, so I don't know what I've done. Oh, it's probably the snap. Yeah. GG fixed. I was about to say that I didn't know what I've done, but I kind of stopped being able to move things around, but I figured it out. Okay, and we also need to make the light like very tiny, I guess. Omni. Range. Small. Okay, does the range increase with the scale? No. Fuck. Range does not increase with the scale. Oh boy. That's not that great. But it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, I don't think I want to have like any sort of collision. I think I can kind of want to have like a small like glass, like a tinted glass of some sort. So this needs to be like a cylinder, maybe. Like a very thin kind of thing. Oh. One to five. Okay, now I'll need to change this material. Well, not the material, but maybe like the transparency of or something. Cast shadows off. Okay, which type of material do I need to make? Just so... it allows me to like render the backlight. Multiply. No. Okay, I'm gonna say add. Backculling. Shading, diffuse. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the transparency here is the alpha. So now I probably should go to albedo and decrease this. But this is not actually like adding the light. Okay, how do I do this? I mean, I could probably mark it as mixed. But the light itself is not cutting through the object. Shadow, distance, fade, bake. I mean, I would expect it to be something here. Like emission. I mean, this is just the color. Should I, instead of enabling and disabling the light, should I just enable? Hello, American. I'm trying to figure out how to implement these lights here. So I was thinking that I could have like a clear plastic and then I would have like a white or yellow light shining through it. But I cannot get it to work. So the light is yellow. Okay, so the white is yellow. And I want the light to come... I want the light to like shine through this, and this is white. Oh, maybe that's the issue. Okay, so if I change the albedo to be black. No, it also doesn't work. The hell? Alpha Caesar, alpha hash. Add front. I also don't know what the hell is wrong with this. Grow. Billboard shadows. Sampling UVs. Godot light shine through material. Maybe this is not possible. So I want the light to go through a transparent mesh, and it should mix the colors. Can light interact with transparent material? Not easily. That's what this is for. Ugh. The projector. It's not the shadow casting. Well, okay. I actually don't think it's feasible. Depth repeat pre-pass. Subtract, multiply. Oh, okay, so this is multiply. Okay, so if I now do the albedo color to be white. I mean, it doesn't actually work. Okay, so I don't think this actually works. So it's fine. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna have this color with a little bit of emission, which I'm gonna need to set as the same color. This is gonna be class name light. And this is gonna have color. And an intensity. Okay, and then on update, well, not on update, on ready, I would say. I'm gonna need to get mesh instance and like get the material somehow. Get active material. Okay, how do I change the material of a mesh? Godot change material code. And then you set it as a surface override. Okay. Okay, so the material is this. Surface 0. Okay. And then I do material dot how do I get the albedo? Oh, I probably need to get this type, standard material 3D. Okay. And then here I do material.albedo color equals color. Material dot emission enabled equals true. Material dot emission equals color, and material dot emission energy multiplier equals intensity. Okay. Cannot use shorthand get node. What do you mean? On a class that isn't a node. You're right. This is a node. Joke's on you. Okay. So if I now go here to that beautiful table, and now I select the drop target, I might want to create a light. I might want to create a light. Transform. Okay, funny enough, this is not rendering anything. I mean, it's not that funny, it's actually very sad. Open script rollover. Oh. Okay, detach script, touch script. Okay, hold on. I'm already messing something up. Okay, so I need to roll back this rollover. Then I need to go on scripts. I need to duplicate, call it light. I'm gonna open it, call it light. And then this guy I attach element scripts light. Okay. Okay, pretty cool so far. How do I attach a light here? Oh, there it is. Okay, so something like this. And now I'll just need to have a script here called activate, which sets well, I could call activate here, I guess. And then deactivate sets the color to black. I mean, I can just set it here. Okay. So that thing is black now. But if I now go to the pinball element script, I'm gonna have an optional light node. That when this thing happens, I'm gonna say if light node, I'm gonna say light node.activate. If light node.deactivate. Pretty cool. And now, if I go to this 3D scene here, I mean, I could probably literally just grab that guy there. Oh well. Oh, didn't work. Why? Okay, so this drop target has a light node, which has a script, which should call activate. Oh, but it's still set to black in there. My bad. So if I put some sort of weird yellow. Could I have transparency? Would this work? Oh, look at that. Okay, I don't think transparency actually works, but I mean, GG. We have lights. And after 10 seconds, oh, okay, after 10 seconds, it didn't work for the drop target because okay, so reset does that. But this should also call reset, I guess. Well, yeah, maybe this calls reset, and reset is this. Okay, so now the light turns on, and then after 10 seconds, hopefully, it resets. Good job. It turns off. And if I enable the light and then I trigger all of the 4 drop targets, I get 1,000 points, and it also clears itself. Good job. Good job. Okay, so I wonder now if it makes sense to have like semi-transparent lights or proper yellow lights like this. I mean, this looks a little bit better, I would say. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, so I think we can pretty much start adding lights everywhere, you know? Pretty much. Pretty much. And one thing that I can also do I could also do is, instead of binding these lights there dynamically, if I have a child node which is of a light type, then it could also just work. You know? Then it could also just work. But I mean, this doesn't take too much to configure, but it's still a little bit of a pain in the butt. Look at this. Pyong. Oh. Never mind. So now this is using all of the material. Oh boy. Okay, never mind. So we need to go back to the script, to the light. Returns the material that will be used by the mesh when drawing. This can return the geometry material override, the surface override, or the surface defined in the mesh. For example, if geometry instance material override is used, all the surfaces will return the override material. Returns null if no material is active. Okay, so I think I'll need to create a copy of this material. Can I do a .clone? Nah. I mean, I only have one surface for now. Ref counted. Create placeholder. Only exposed, no. Creates a placeholder version of this resource. When running the project exported, when this subclass is missing. Okay, yeah, I think I'll need to create a copy. A copy of this material, because if not, the material is going to be shared across everyone, and I don't want to do that. I want to have like unique materials. So how do I do that? Godot, duplicate material. Local to scene. Gotcha. That should also work. So if I go on 3D and I open the light scene and I go here, resource, I should have a local to scene. Okay, does this work now? No. This didn't work. Okay, what about this material? Okay, so I have a dot duplicate var cloned material equals this, and then I say mesh dot set material. Set surface override material 0 cloned. Okay, is this gonna work? Yeah, GG. Okay, so now it worked, which is pretty cool. Okay, good job. Okay, what more do I need to do? I mean, I think I just need to start putting lights everywhere and creating more groups. I think that's pretty much gonna be it. I mean, I actually don't know how to make these, because I kind of think that the pop bumpers themselves would light up. I mean, I kind of want each thing to light up whenever they are enabled, because I'm not gonna change their color on the first table, I guess. But I mean, I already have the lights. I mean, the rollover. The rollovers will probably be another group. Let me see. So I create a new element group with 3 elements. And they are gonna be the 3 star rollovers. Yep. Then I also have these lights here, which I guess I'm gonna do like this, and then say that this light belongs there. Oh. Zero. Zero. Okay, so these do not work either. I mean, kind of think they are disabled. So maybe I just need to go to the save game. No. Star rollover. Oh, they don't have IDs. Okay, that's kind of janky. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Why did the slot rollover mess up? Oh, because I deleted the script. Sure. Okay, hold on. Rollover. Feels like yeah. Okay, so I need to fix these indices because I messed up the script. Whoops. Okay, fortunately, all of this is in text mode, meaning that I can just go there and actively revert just an handful of error while parsing. Oh boy. Okay, I did something I shouldn't have done. Packed scene. Reload. Oh, fixed. GG. Okay, so now when the ball goes up that, we actually get the scores and all, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. Okay, so I think I'm now gonna need to have like more lights. Just so I put on these guys here. Three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, just resetting all of these. Okay, pretty cool stuff. Now if I do this. Oh. They kind of need to go like this a little bit. Okay, good job. Okay, and now I need to map this into each light. Yeah, I'm kind of sick of this mapping actually. I could literally just query like all of the child of a pinball element that is of type light. But I mean, it's whatever. 3, 4, 5. Pretty cool. And then I mean, maybe this could be a slight different color, something like this. Maybe like incredibly bright. Okay, for now we'll leave it as this. Okay, so now on the play field. Okay, so this is the star rollovers. So we have the drop targets, the star rollovers. And this is gonna be top slot rollovers. Top slot rollovers. It's gonna be 5 of them. Okay. And it's gonna be one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Okay, now hopefully this should clear automatically. Okay, good job. Okay, so this is starting to do fun stuff, which is pretty awesome. Okay, and now we have more slot rollovers for this guy. So we have plenty of lights. These are like, well, oh. Hello? Transform 000. And now I kind of need to lower them. And then maybe put them there to the top. I don't know if I want them to the top or to the bottom. I actually do not know. Okay, so this is gonna be 0.037. What? Oh, I had two of them. Okay. Okay, pretty cool. So this light up as well. And then now I need to create a new group, which is gonna be called bottom plot rollovers, which is gonna have 4 elements, which is gonna be 5, 6, 7, and 8. No. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yes. Yes. So 6, 7, 8, and 9. I actually think these element groups will probably have an ID as well, because I probably want to upgrade their group scores eventually. Let's just confirm that this works. How do? Look at this, we have lights. And we can already group elements as part of the same mini quest. So for example, you have one quest which is light up these or the ball needs to pass through these 4 rollovers, and whenever you do, you get 1,000 points. So it goes from 2,000 to 3,000, and it's already working as well for the drop targets. It's already working for these star rollovers. It's already working for this. So pretty cool stuff. One thing that I want to do is when these lights get cleared, I don't think I want to clear the lights immediately. I think I want to wait like 0.2 seconds or something, because I want to show the 5 lights lit up. So for that thing, whenever we call deactivate, well, even activate, this should like tween stuff. So get 3 create tween bar tween equals this, and then I do a tween property. Object is going to be the material. Property is going to be the albedo color. The final value is going to be color, and this is going to take 0.1 seconds. And same thing for emission. And same thing for emission energy multiplier. So something like this. And then here, I mean, I can literally turn emission always on, And then if the emission is black, then it isn't gonna emit anything. You know? So here the emission is gonna be going to 0. And the color is gonna be black. Okay, I wonder if this works. Okay, so now the thing kind of lerps the color, you know, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. Well, this one kind of looks like shit. What happened, bruh? $43. Yeah, this guy's like not centered at all. Okay. Okay, so now they take like some time lighting up, which is pretty cool. Let me see more. I don't know if I want this to be black actually. You know, I probably want the clone material dot albedo color to be that color. And then I just want to change the intensity. Maybe I never want to do this. And then I can make this albedo color way darker. And then it just like lights up. Or maybe I'll have an albedo color and emission color, clone material, emission enable equals true, and cloned material emission energy multiplier equals 0. And then I only have to play with the emission energy. Although it's weird why this thing Godot getting annoying yet? Godot is always annoying. Okay, so I want to lit up this, and only then I want to deactivate. Okay, so maybe for the deactivate, I want to create a callback. Like a twin callback. Where I do a twin.delay. Can I do that? Create delay. Maybe it's this. Okay, so this should always light up the color and only then it should fade out. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool. No, I think this is way too long. Okay, this is showing as white though, which I also don't want. So maybe let's go to the scene here and play a little bit with this. So if I say that the color that I want to have is like this. If I see that this is black, this doesn't show anything. Multiply. Oh. No, bro. Is this like changing the color properly? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Okay, so if we go to the... Okay, hold on. What's the freaking color of this? Okay. So if I light up this guy here, this guy is gonna be slot roll over 9. So it's this guy here. Okay, and this is the mesh. And the mesh has this material. Oh, but the emission color is this. Oh, so I'm not setting the emission color. I am. Maybe I need to do it this way first. Nah, hold on. Hold on. Remote, slot rollover. Where is the mesh of the light? It's this. Oh, did we crash Godot? That was fun. Good job. We crashed Godot. Pog. Okay, press play to start the game. Okay, remote, game data, table pivot, playfield. Then we have slot rollover 9, which has this mesh, which has this material. For some reason, the emission color is all weird. Like it should be red. See? It should be red, but instead it's coming up as white. But it should be the same one as that. The fuck? Cloned material. Emission color. Cloned material. Oh, it's not called emission color, it's only called emission. Special material. Sure. Okay. Okay, I think it's kind of fixed. Although although lights, I kind of want these lights to be like way darker, something like this. And then if I do this, okay, what if I do 100 instead? Okay, this is kind of fun. Though it's probably way too light. Way too lit up. Maybe something more like this. I mean, I would want to mimic these effects a little bit better. But I think it kind of works. I think it kind of works. I don't actually think these are too bright. I actually wonder if I need to have like two variants. Not two variants, but like two lights, like a turned off light, turned on light. Okay, I think I kind of like this. Okay, I also want this to not be as bright on the default. The default thing. So can I actually make... I can probably make like an editor script which makes this run. And sets like the materials for all of this, you know. Probably be better. So that I can have like a immediate visualization in the editor of what these lights look like. Maybe. Okay, and now we get to change a little bit the color of these. So I kind of want this to be a little bit more towards the red and less green. Something like this. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Then I can make maybe these be green or something. Like, who knows, you know? The sky is the limit. Oh, look at this. Pyong, pyong. I actually think these need to be a little bit lighter. Maybe this. Just so they shine a little bit more. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, and maybe just for the memes, I can change the star rollovers so they are a little bit more blue. Probably a little bit lighter as well. Okay, I probably want this to be lit up for a little bit more. Yeah. I mean, I like it. Now I think I need one for the pop bumpers, one group for the pop bumpers. So I go on the play field, I add a new element group, I add 4 entries. It's gonna be the pop bumpers. And then here I can say this. Oh, it doesn't let me. Bruh. Why do you have to be like this? Bad. Oh my god, hold on. Okay, so pop bumper 1, pop bumper 2, pop bumper 3, pop bumper 4, pop bumper 5. Good job. And now for each pop bumper, I'll probably want to have okay, so 0.2 is too small, apparently. Okay, something like this. Okay, now I'll add this to each one. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, pretty cool. Oh, now I'll need to reset all of these once again. Oh, beautiful. And now I need a new color. Can make it pink, why not? Pyong. Okay, I actually think I want this a little bit larger, actually. Oh. So. I mean, pretty cool. Now it has like a ton of colors. I think this is a little bit more fun to play now as well. Oh, the camera is not showing the thing. Oh, the ball is there. What the hell, bruh? Okay, I think I need to move the camera a little bit away. Just so it better shows the game. Like this. Pretty cool. Okay, look at this. Beautiful light. Oh, pyong. I mean, it already looks like a proper pinball game. Even if it lacks like all of the pretty graphics, you know? GG, I lost. We go again. Okay, so what is the maximum score that I can actually have with the current setup? I mean, sometimes the ball even still goes through the center. Hold on. Like if the ball goes here. I don't know if it actually... Maybe the table needs to have like more friction or something. Just so it like grabs the ball a little bit more. Oh, because the ball is sleepy now. Nudge won't work mid-table. Yeah, this should... So... I mean, it's I don't even know, but I mean these makes the ball like fall like right through this middle. But in theory, if I nudge multiple times and stop, like the ball should slowly move off center. You know? Okay, so if I, yeah, the ball doesn't have friction. Okay, so even if I lower the friction a ton. Okay. What if I actually bump the friction a lot? I mean, it also doesn't look like it's doing anything. Maybe the table doesn't have friction either. Hold on. Did setting that friction to 0 fix the sticking to walls? Assume not. I don't know. I don't recall. Table. Floor. Static. I don't remember. I don't remember. Wall physics, friction. Rough. I mean, this wall physics material is set to 10 now. Hard to see now because there's a lot of stuff on the table. Yeah, I mean, adding a bunch of stuff to the table just makes it... just kind of fix things by itself. I mean, this isn't doing anything. I kind of thought that... I mean, maybe the duration is way too long. Nah. Hold on. Hold on. It kind of feels like this thing is weirdly tilted. Okay, so if it goes through here, it's probably just like slightly off center, but it's weird. Okay, but if I do this, I mean, this is not doing anything. mean, it kind of is. See, so if I do this, then I... Like, this one, it works. But I mean, 10 degrees of nudging is... Aren't you canceling the nudge? In theory, yes. In practical terms, no. Because when you nudge... Oh, hold on. Hold on. I think I know what might be. The thing is that the table rotates more at the bottom than at the top. So in reality, because the ball is falling, it's gonna just give it a small nudge at the top and a larger nudge at the bottom, you know, because it's moving. So horizontally, the ball will move different distances. When you nudge on the left, the ball goes where in the real pinball? I don't know, I don't have a real pinball. Then what are you trying to emulate? The nudging. But in physical terms. The thing is that there at the top, the ball barely moves. You know? Do I need to change the grip? We need to know. Oh, I got an employment center session that I need to attend. Ugh. Sucks. Okay, in any case, sorry. Yeah, we need to know how it behaves. Pinball nudge, pinball nudge. Nudging. I mean, the thing is that usually you only nudge when the ball is kinda... See that trick? That's like fucking legit. Look at that. This one. What the fuck? What do you mean, bruh? You're like hacking. Look at that. How is that even possible? But I mean, in reality, as you can clearly see, the table kind of returns to the same place as before. You know? I mean, probably not. Because here, it's aligned with the E. So the... Like this G here is aligned with this E. But when... Fuck. When they do this... It's a little bit of offset. But I mean, I won't be able to offer that that much control, will I? So you need to give it like a dry hump and not follow through with your movement. And this is what they explain. When you are like moving the table, it kind of rotates less at the top because it's anchored there, and more at the bottom. But you usually bump the table whenever the ball is like touching something else. Because if the ball is just in the middle of the table, then there's nothing for the ball to collide with. You kind of have to only make use of the friction. Although what they actually do is, because they are rotating the table and the ball is frictionless. If you just like rotate the table by half a degree, if the ball is falling here, then the ball will fall here. But I mean, what can I do in that situations? You know? They wait until it reaches the flippers. Well, in that case, it should be the same here. But I've seen a video where the ball was falling right up to the middle of this, and they were able to make the ball like move differently. Avoiding the danger zone. But yeah, I mean, it's usually only when the ball is about to eat something. There's a nudging part too. Let's see what they say. Yeah, so but by nudging you can like actually control where the ball is gonna hit on those parts, so it doesn't go on the out lane. Okay, so in reality what they do is they lift one flipper up and then they nudge the ball into the side of the flipper so that it then collides with the other one. Nudge pass. Slow orbit feeds. Yeah, I mean, let me see. I mean, this nudge rotation kind of feels like way too much, honestly. Maybe it's only 1 degree that I want. But usually what happens is when this thing is happening, you try to hit the ball with the side, you see? You do this. You do a whack. Slide instead of nudge. Hold on. Time 30. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's not an actual nudge. It's a slide. But I mean, I don't want to allow you to slide indefinitely. Yeah, I mean, because the ball is frictionless, you know? So you are actually moving instead of letting gravity moving the ball around the table, you are moving the table under the ball. So I mean, that kind of works, but the thing is, I don't know what's the best way to actually code that thing. I mean, this kind of works, you know? Like you do a slight bump, even with the ball like falling, you know? You see, like if you do nothing, the ball just falls, but you can just like toink, toink. I don't think I'll be able to make these like super realistic. Oh yeah, this shit is fucking tilted. Hold on. Yeah, okay, this was like rotated weirdly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of works. Okay, do you like my lights? I think they look cute. I think they look cute. You could have 2 nudge buttons for each side and have a setting for the players to customize the strength within a range. Maybe. Maybe. And then I could have... They won't complain that way. I mean... This will never be a properly physical simulator. The thing is, you can't really rely on more key presses because, like for example, I can do left shift, right shift. I can do left control. I can do right control. But if I have both of my flippers up, neither control works, you know. On this specific keyboard, I can only click on 2 keys at once. And different keyboards will behave differently. So for this type of game, I would say that it kind of needs to behave the same for everyone. I mean, sure, technically you could allow this thing to be like tweakable or whatnot. Probably not for the regular playthrough, you know. Maybe after you beat the game once, I'll let you do that. I don't know. I mean, I do like these bump passes though. These nudge passes. They're really cool. That's already something that most games don't allow you to do. Fuck. Okay, if anything, one thing that I still need to implement is the ability for you to like bump the table up, and I thought that I would do it by allowing you to click both control buttons at the same time. But again, I don't know how feasible that's going to be, because then I have 2 on the same row, depending on how they are wired. But instead of rotating the table, it will just like move the table up and down. Oh, saved. Fuck. See, I'm already saving like a bunch of balls just by having like the nudging, which is pretty cool. GG. I mean, I like this. I remember pinball tables with more than one button on each side, but forgot what those were for. I've read something about it. I think that was like for some tables that had like some targets that you could rotate. I mean, on virtual pinball tables, they would allow you to nudge the table by just clicking the buttons instead of you actually like pushing the table around. But I've also read that they could be used to modify like the game itself, where you'd be able to like rotate some elements and trigger some stuff differently. Like for example, you have these lights here. You'd be able to scroll the lights over so you can control which light you would like enable next. Stuff like that. I mean, I honestly believe that this tilting mechanic that I have implemented, plus the way that I have the flippers, it already allows you to do like the drop catches and all of that, that usually you aren't able to do on any game. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, but I think I want, for the last task of today, I think I want to work on the on like pushing only the table up. If you click on both actions within like a small period of time. You are the one that uses a skip song the most. I actually don't know what is the best way to do this. So currently what I'm doing is, if I click left nudge or right nudge, I'm like storing which direction I'm going. But the thing is, I need to click on them fairly rapidly. I don't think this is gonna work. Why did you decide on video game music? Because any other music will get you muted here. Usually, although video game music is copyrighted, it's not as enforced as much as if you were going after actual bands and all. I mean, Twitch is a video game platform at the end of the day. So they kinda allow you to just have like video game music playing, and they don't mute the VODs because of it. And the current music that I have playing also allows me to upload the VODs to YouTube without having the VODs muted. I don't know if I'll be able to monetize it ever, but at least the VODs will have sound. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I think I want to have, maybe I'll need to have like a different timer or something. Because essentially what I need to do is I need to measure if I can if I somehow can, I need to measure if I clicked left and right nudge on a small window of time. Var, I can like create a prepare nudge timer or duration even. And I'm gonna say that it's probably gonna be like 1/10 of a second. I mean, that's a little bit too much. 3/4 of a 1/10 of a second. So this is like 5 frames or something. So if you are able to click on both keys within a window of 5 frames, then it's GG. Var nudge prepare nudge timer equals 0, 0. Okay, so if is should nudge, it's this, and should nudge and is not nudging, I'm gonna say prepare nudge timer equals this, and is nudging equals true. And then okay, I'm gonna say if is nudging, if prepare nudge timer, if is else, then prepare nudge duration, then I just like return. Okay, I couldn't care. No. No. If nudge timer equals 0. Yeah. If prepare nudge timer less than this, return, and then I add this stuff. Okay, so what I need to do now is if prepare nudge timer is less than that, I do plus equals delta. And then here I say prepare nudge timer this. I mean, this should work. Doesn't work. If left nudging, right nudging. Why is this false? Oh. Oh. Okay, I think I need to clear it there. Okay, this is kinda odd. See? Okay, now it like pushes the thing up. And then it also does one side, other side, and then up. So technically, I can now just like push the thing up and then it kind of works. Without any nudging whatsoever. So like just pushing these up. Although I feel like this duration is way too long. So I'm gonna decrease it slowly until it feels better. Okay, I feel I miss stuff here on the. I'm missing some stuff here at the center of the table. Like it's way too empty to just like throw the ball around, you know. GG, lost. Okay, I mean, I think this is working. I think this is working. Export. Prepare nudge timer. Is nudging, is returning. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm happy with the result. Everyone, thank you very much for watching the stream. For keeping me company, for talking in chat. Unfortunately, we didn't have any followers today, so if you are watching and you do not follow the channel, please do. We also have a Discord server in case you want to join and we can talk offline about anything you might want. I'll be back tomorrow, and I think tomorrow we'll continue working on the pinball prototype. So I'm gonna get going. Thank you all once again, and I appreciate you all, and I wish you a good rest of the day. See ya.